Thank you to everyone for being here today, all of these great community leaders that work with all of these organizations that we are going to ask for support from the community. Hopefully you've already heard that we have a shortage of $500,000 for the United Way campaign this year. And we're asking all of our community customers, folks, visitors to help us bridge our gap for that $500,000. Here at Wegmans, we started a scan campaign on January 14th, and it will go through to March 3rd. So anytime you're in shopping or you're getting a soda or just picking up a prescription, you can have them round up, or you can give any dollar amount you would like to help bridge the gap for the United Way campaign. Nancy?
Thank you, Sherry. I'm Nancy Eden with United Way, and I'm proud to be here, first of all, to acknowledge not only one of the best businesses in Central New York or New York State, but one of the best companies in the United States because of everything that Wegmans does for our community. We are so proud to partner with Wegmans. We're here today because we know the community wants to support folks who need help, whatever the help is. Every single day in this community, people get help, whether it's a short-term crisis because of unanticipated circumstances like loss of a job, an illness, accident, injury, that sort of thing, or other challenges they face. We at United Way for the past 100 years have welcomed community investment, and then together we have made sure that programs covering the entire spectrum of human needs are available to every member of our community so that they're able to be healthy and successful and participate in our community. This year, due to a number of circumstances, including hurricanes, people in our community assisted folks far away, and we've seen some losses in our local company campaign this year that we hadn't anticipated, but we know that our community is going to rally together to make sure those programs and services will continue, and we're inviting you to help us bridge the gap. Every time you come to Wegmans, you can also go to unitedway-cny.org online to participate. I'm going to ask Randy Bregman, the Executive Director of Vera House, to come up and share with us a little bit about her organization and the network of services.
Thanks so much. First, thank you to the community for your support of the United Way campaign to date and over these many years. Literally, those of us in this room and across the community could not do the work we do without the generous support of donors across our community. And a special thank you to Wegmans, and particularly happy for me to be here in DeWitt Wegmans, which is kind of a second home for me. So thank you to Wegmans. I will be rounding up every time I go to the cash register. I was asked to speak a little bit about Vera House and also Vera House in the context of our United Way family. And I just want to say to you, Vera House could not provide the services that we do, counseling, advocacy, shelter, and education, without the important contributions of United Way donors. But we also could not serve the people who come to us because of domestic or sexual violence without also having the fabric of support we do in our agency with the wonderful leaders and their staff standing behind me, knowing that when we have someone who comes to us and needs legal services, they can go to Hiscox Legal Aid. When they need housing services and they're Spanish speaking, they can go to La Liga. Across our community, we have the services that allow us to respond to people in need at the moment they come with whatever their critical need is at the moment. At Vera House, I think a little bit about the fabric of agencies when I think about what we were able to do for someone who currently works as an employee at Vera House. She's someone who stayed in our shelter program a number of years ago and came through that experience of having lived with domestic violence and went on to be able to provide supportive services at Vera House. Just about a year ago, she came to me at the end of a staff meeting and she said to me, you know, Randy, I feel like I've done so much and there's so many opportunities here, but I really want to advance my education. Could you and I talk about how I might be able to do that? And I went back to my office and I had a flash that I was thinking of college prep and education programs, but I realized I better reach out and ask her the question. And I sent her an email and I said, can you just let me know where you are in your education program and what you'd like to do next? And she said, well, almost an 8th grade education. And I realized the family of United Way agencies was there. And I reached out to Literacy CNY, and I reached out to the Westcott Community Center, and I said, I'm not familiar enough to know exactly what would be the right fit. And those 2 agencies came together to work with me to propose a range of options so that this person who initially sought services at Vera House and has supported others who've come to us for years could now be able to work toward getting her GED. And they worked together. They said, well, we could start this, and then we could offer that. And it just gives you a tiny taste of the fabric that is our rich community of service because of your dollars, because of your generosity, because of your commitment to being part of a solution in our community. So thank you, and make sure when you go to Wegmans, you're rounding up or making direct donations, and we think we can close this gap this year. Thank you.
Thanks, Randy. As Randy mentioned, we have an incredible network of agencies that work together in this community. Whether it's the family whose second child isn't developing the way their first child did, and they really don't know what to do to help their child, and they reach out and they get assistance in learning how to help their child with his disability so he can live a full and rich life. And investing together in this network of services means that the 14-year-old who's being abused has a safe place at Booth House where she can get the help she needs. And one of those young people actually went on to graduate 11th in her class, get a full scholarship to college, and graduated with honors because she received the help she needed when she needed it. And it's also investing together as a community in the 101-year-old veteran who served our country, still living in his own home, and he's able to benefit from fellowship, community, and meals at Westcott Community Center. Together, we as a community take care of people throughout our community every single day. I'm so proud to stand with all of these leaders of the organizations that work together. We as a community are always working together to solve our challenges. It's about solutions, whether it's a pathway out of poverty into a real job that's a real career. Like the grandmother who's raising her grandchildren and has a job in healthcare now. And she said, now I can show them that I did it and they can do it too. And every single day, whatever the need, people in our community receive the help they need. We hope you'll join us because together we can make sure that every member of our community has an opportunity to be healthy and to thrive. Thank you so much.